Good evening. Welcome to Talking Circles with Chris Carter, presented by J&T Services. We are live from the Choice Tire and Automotive Studios. We got a two-time winner this year, 2023 modified track champion at Bowman Gray Stadium. My buddy Brandon Ward here with us. Brandon, how are you, man?
I'm good, Chris. It's good to be here with you guys tonight.
Even though you had to sit through 36 minutes of troubleshooting and appreciate. I got Andrew and Eric Messer over there, so we've had the best of the best over there. And apparently, there's an issue with the program. Had to reboot. We thought it was Ethernet with the Wi-Fi. Blah blah blah. We turned off everything here, but it's just part of it. We've had a few issues, but I believe we're good. And I know all of you listening, y'all will let me know real quick. I was reading some of them to you a while ago. That's one thing about everybody that tunes in. So if everything, y'all just let me know in the comments how it sounds on your end. Messer has got it to his ear. I guess we're sounding good so far, Messer. Sounds good? No? What do y'all think? Y'all let me know how it sounds. Volume is very low. So that'd probably be Darren telling us that right here. There's Zachary Koger, Robbie Chapman, Justin Hicks, Sam Reynolds, Anthony Warren. Appreciate y'all tuning in. So it says the volume's low, y'all.
First time you've ever been told your volume was low, right?
I think we need some lights too. Sounds bad. Ashton Slashton Sykes. She said it sounds bad. So audio is very distorted. So we're right back where we're at. So all right, here's where we're at, y'all. Let me do. I do want to be a big shout out. I know you can't hear me well, but I'm going to do this. So one of our sponsors, Mr. Eric Engelbert with Choice Tire and Automotive. Burt Myers' car is going to be on display next Saturday from 2 to 5. They're going to be having a spring car show at Choice Tire and Automotive located on at 1080 North Carolina Highway 66 in Kernersville. That's going to be next Saturday, the 17th, from 2 to 5. So I wanted to get that out there. And once again, I am very aware that the sound is just it's like it's distorted. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that gummit.
I tried.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. Executive decision. So I'm getting text messages and all kind of stuff here. So I'm trying to reply to everybody, but it's sounds a little bit better, and that's coming. I'm sure that's Derek Ponsiglio, so he knows.
Yeah, he's watching, I'm sure.
Yeah, he knows.
He'll
So,
critique us here in a minute.
yeah, earlier, and I was like, man, he has a good when he does his shows always. Yeah, we got light now. Look at there. That looks better. Anyway, we're working through these issues. Um, gosh, I don't like going forward at all. All right, y'all. If it's still distorted sounding, people, y'all let me know here. Did you like the call at 3:30 on the rain out Saturday?
I mean, I don't think anybody wanted it to get rained out, but I liked the call. I think looking at the extended forecast throughout Saturday night and the fact that it was pouring down rain at 3:30, I mean, it was pretty much a washout at that point. I feel like all the staff at the stadium did they did the perfect thing to call it early to get the word out to the fans as quick as they could. The weather just didn't look good enough for it to clear up and make much of a good night for racing.
So being in the tower and the powers that be had their little meeting. But at that time when they were talking, Brandon, I couldn't see across to the back. I couldn't see the back straight away. It was raining
Right.
forward.
I mean, honestly, I think they did a great job because the call was really made for them. It was just going to be such an up and down night. You try to, the worst thing in the world is to get started and then the rain comes and you've got the fans there, they're in the middle of that. We've got everything unloaded and we're trying, you might get some practice in or something, and it's a washout and starts downpouring on everybody trying to load up. So I feel like they made the right call. Yes.
As a promoter, in those situations, it's a whole decision to make. Because the promoter has to make you the drivers, the ones we have to have to make the show go on and the fans. So what they've done is that you've got all this to consider. You
Oh
know,
yeah, it's a nightmare for them because you're never going to make everybody happy. You're still going to have the ones that say, "Oh, you should have waited it out." But really, um, when you know what's going on, they're calling for a 90% chance of rain.
okay.
Most of it being at 8 o'clock, 8 to 9 o'clock with
Right.
racing starting. I feel like they made the right call and they did what they had to do.
So we've had Amy Lynn said it sounds good on her end. Cooper Lowe says still sounds distorted. Brandon Crotch said a little robot sounded distortion. Messer's just it's. But can they hear? Do they understand what we're saying? But I'm putting out a. This is just I'm gonna be. Y'all know me. I shoot straight. This is not. I'm not putting out what y'all deserve. Okay, I can't. People, it's distorted and it don't sound good and all that. So I don't think it's fair to my listeners, to myself, to Besser and Andrew, to you, to all of my sponsors, to continue with a show that some people just let's see. Okay, the official word from Bobo Brown.
Uh-oh, here we go.
It sounds like crap. But Kim Workman says, yes, we can hear. I can understand you. So, I mean, we can just go on and if they can understand, it's not, I don't like to, but, you know, yeah, Brandon Crotch said it's good enough to understand. Master, what do you think? Yeah, but it's just distorted sounding. Let's see here. Somebody's say Eric Engelbert says it sounds good. Everson said the location is cursed. JD Bowser, don't you be talking about that Alabama hat, girl. That's a good hat. Zachary Koger, appreciate Koger Plumbing. Appreciate Koger Plumbing being a part of this show. So, hope everybody's
It's
doing
like the call on the race Saturday night. You just got to make one, right?
yes, and I do. And but the problem is, what do you think? What do you think? Sounds like we got a wreck out here. It's like they're stopping like right out of here. Then we had John Force doing a burnout a while
Yeah.
ago. All right, so
Messer made the call.
yeah, so
Cool.
we're gonna go forward with it. Okay, so this is that's where we're at. We're gonna go forward. And it's a Bilstein hat, JD. All right, so here we go. Here we go. We're going forward. We're gonna just let me go way down here. The most important short part of the show, Brandon. All right, here it is. Here I want to thank our sponsors here at Talking Circles with Chris Carter, presented by J&T Services. We are live at the Choice Tire and Automotive Studios. I want to thank H&H Auto Repair, Velasco, Race for Kids, which is raceforkids.com. Also, my little buddy, speaking of Darren Prince Jr., be racing at Langley this weekend. He hasn't been doing a lot of racing like they're used to doing, so I want to wish my little buddy Darren Prince Jr. good luck at Langley this weekend. Also, Williams Hot Dogs and Barbecue, Precision Built Spindles, Renee Hackett, Realtor, David E. Day, Inc., Ideal Corn, Affordable Septic, Enticing Icings, Angela's House, Dutton Safer Systems, Triangle Fitness, Kernersville, JTV Sports Card and Memorabilia, Max Hole, Sykes Metal Roofing, The Garage Shop, Choice Turn Automotive, Frank Steaks in Long Island, New York, J&T Services, DL Outfitters, Gary Brown Dream 68, Midway Dry Cleaners, Cobble Speed Shop, LLC, JTA Soft Wash and Roof Cleaning, Cover Plumbing, 5 Points Tire and Auto, Horsepowered Kids, Harkey Litigation, Eveready Mixed Concrete, Heroes Patriot Water, also in Long Island, New York, Robin Sandblasting, Mule Skinner, Buck Truck, and my old buddy Josh Baker, Messer Media, Garage Doors of the Triad, MJ Printing and Graphics, Midway Music Hall and Event Center, Thunder Road Grill, Midway Mobile Storage, Make TV Great with Nate, Louis Custom Showers and Glass, Radical Fire Protection, Key Time Sports Bar, Burke Street Pub, Captain's Retreat at Bear Creek, Sold to Bowl Food Truck, Squeaky Clean Express and Ceramic Coatings, Full Facts Towing and Auto Repair, Velocity USA, Kevin Says Yes.com. What if you had to say that? What if you had to memorize that at the end of the victory lane?
I've had to say that a few times. Yeah, last thing, okay. Your list is long. It'd be hard to memorize right there.
There's no way. Thank you. Thank you. So, anyway, so tonight's show was gonna have our what I called would be our Cam's Corner brought to you by Williams Hot Dogs and Barbecue. That was gonna be our What's Happening in Bowling Green segment, which me and you would have talked. This was our original plan for tonight. And then Chase Robertson, driver of the number 31 Bowling Green Stadium Sportsman, week one winner, was going to be called in. He's leading the points. And that segment would have been brought to you by Triangle Fitness Kernersville. Then we'd have had Bryan Sykes Jr., street stock points leader and winner of our last race at the stadium. And that segment would have been brought to you by one of my newest sponsors, Sykes Metal Roofing. So, with all that being said, I do want to give them a shout out and give them, I do want to say this real quick, and then we'll get into some points and talk about yeah, James Robertson segment would have been brought to you by Triangle Fitness Coonersville. They're family owned and operated. They've been in business for over 20 years. They offer one of the largest free weight selections around, along with an indoor basketball area, indoor volleyball court, cross training turf area, and group exercise classes. Triangle Fitness Coonersville also offers a kids indoor playground for gym childcare, private parties, and a summer camp program. You can check out everything Triangle Fitness has to offer by simply going to trianglefitness.net, or you can give them a call at 336 993 7247. Also, the Bryan Sykes Junior segment was going to be brought to you by Sykes Metal Roofing, and they proudly serve the Piedmont Triad area, and they have 16 years experience. They have free quotes are available, and they are fully insured. Plus, they also do decks and gutters. No job too big or too small at Sykes Metal Roofing. For a free quote, you can give them a call at 336 602 5479. And I appreciate them, and I apologize for our issues. Also, I'm aware it's probably still not all the way resolved. They got Andrew over there with the phone in his ear. What do we think? Well, let me just see what, they'll let us know. Some says yes, some says no. I said, let's just go. So, with all that being said, let's, anyway, huh? It's bearable? All right. So it's bearable, Brandon. It's bearable. That's good. All right. So this Saturday night at Bowling Green Stadium, it will be the Advanced Auto Parts Night, and we will have the rescheduled Cabin Power Bonfire 100 and the Advanced Auto Parts Street Stock 50. Y'all qualify, street stocks qualify. This is the Daytona 500, the race for these street stocks. That's going to, they love to be able to qualify, and that's a big deal. Now, excuse the ignorance because I'm not sure if top six invert or how that goes. So I'm not going to say I know for sure because I don't, and that's not good on my end, but that's just a fact. We'll have twin 20s in the sportsman division, twin 15s for our stadium stocks. Stands open at 6. Racing getting underway at 8 o'clock start. Also, this Thursday at Advance Auto Parts, located at 4917 Country Club Road in Winston-Salem, 12-time modified track champion Tim Brown and our two-time street stock champion Kristen Joyce will make an appearance and have an autograph session from 4 to 6 p.m. with the race cars on display as well. This event is free to the public. There will be giveaway items and cornhole boards. Q 104.1 will be an on-site remote, plus our very own Little Donuts will be there as well. Advance Auto Parts is NASCAR's official auto parts retailer. So y'all go down there, support this event, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Advance Auto Parts at 4917 Country Club Road, and that is in Winston-Salem. It's going to be some giveaways, some good stuff. So, cornhole boards, it's free. That's the good part, Brandon. It's free.
That's right.
Anything you can go to and free, but to go out there, buy some donuts for one of our sponsors as well, Little Donuts. Uh, Also, I do want to say this, and I'll say it again. June the 29th, I'm going to need some raffle items too.
Okay.
June the 29th, I'm having it's going to be me. Hank Engelbert knows about it. He's going to be a part of it because he is such a big asset when we do these things. Last time that me and Eric Engelbert, Choice Tire and Automotive teamed up, we raised, I don't know, $414,000 for Bria, and that was a really good deal. And so we're going to do this June the 29th. It's going to be Emma Edwards. Our Emma, the mom, her mom, Miss Sandy, and of course Emma's dad, Aaron. So we got a little group going. Also want to thank Radical Fire Protection, Roger Williamson, his wife, Miss Dawn, and their daughter, Amber. She's going to do this girl can draw like there's no tomorrow. She's going to draw a big, nice painting of the stadium
Really? That
and
that'll be cool.
and auction that off. So that's going to be June the
That'd be neat
29th.
to
Y'all
see.
remember this. Y'all going to see me start posting. We're going to be doing this for a 15-year-old, and her name is, you ready for this? Emma.
Kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
So I met that family this last week and got some pictures. And we also, there'll be a 17-year-old, and her name's Autumn. And I haven't met that family yet. The reason I have not really made a post about this for this June 29th is going to be called Childhood Cancer Awareness Festival. Somebody says, Chris, how do you put festival in this? Okay, well, you got to have a festival to bring the people. We bring the people, they meet these kids that you're going to be helping, and we're going to make it a festival like atmosphere because it's all about making these kids. Now, well, she just turned 16, Emma did. So 16 to 17-year-olds, and where you're used to doing it for like Noel.
Right.
And Noel right now is in Emerald Isle, joining a bunch of people. They made a really big deal, which is awesome. So we're used to doing it for kids younger, but this time this is just somebody that I let our Emma choose, and this is what they said. So we're good with their Warrior Fund and all, and Race for Kids is also going to be a part of raceforkids.com. My buddy DJ Darren Prince Jr. I keep wanting to say Darren Finley. But that's a big deal. Y'all put it on your calendar, June 29th, Childhood Cancer Awareness Festival. Right now, I think it's going to be a triad park, but Mr. Engelbert had another choice, maybe that we do. But right now, we're tentatively scheduled to do this June 29th, 2 to 5 p.m. Chad Tucker knows about it. There's several people that's already reached out. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited what we do for these kids with cancer. And it's just going to be another time for us. We're going to have auction items and all kind of stuff to raise money for these two families. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. So there's that, and we'll also go over that toward the end of the show. So let's go to this. Let's go to the modified points. And Brandon Ward, you have two races, and I expected when I went to these points today to bring this up. I expected to see you at the top, but it's a tie between Tim Brown and Mike Speeney with 94.
Yeah, we as great as our year has been, 2 weeks in, 2 wins. The second 25 lapper last week, we were honestly right where we needed to be for that race. I think we're going to end up 10th or 11th there, but broke a Heim on the track bar on the last lap coming off turn two. You ended up instead of 10th or 11th, we ended up 16th. I think it was 15th or 16th. So that was just enough to knock us back out of the points lead. But still, yet, I mean, it's early in the year, and we're not. I mean, honestly, I think we would all pretty much say this right now. We're not looking at points. We're not worried about the points, and just going into the third race of the year, we're just going to try to capitalize and hopefully get some more wins. And that's really what we're over there just trying to chase this year.
So you're second. No, actually,
Well,
they listed third.
I guess you'd say, yeah,
You're not yourself.
yeah.
So Tim Brown, Mike Spinney tied first in the points chase in the modified Brad's Golf Cars modified division at Bowman Gray Stadium. Brandon Ward, he has 88. Spinney and Brown, 94. Fourth is Ryan Flores and Riley Neal tied at 86.
Yeah.
Okay. Sixth is Chris Fleming, Kyle Southern, Burt Myers at 68. Okay. Kind of from 68 to 86. That 86 to 94 is pretty tight. Then it drops to a 68. But you look at Kyle Southern, Chris Fleming, the Showstopper, and Burt Myers. That's a good little group of guys right there.
Oh, yeah.
Lee Jeffries, ninth with 58 points, and Jason Myers, who got his first win earlier this year, 2 weeks ago, rounds out the top 10 with 56 points. So that's it goes down when we do this in these other divisions here a little bit after me and you talk some. I'm intrigued sort of less as how a lot of these in all these divisions is tied.
Right.
It's a lot of them that are tied. So that's rather interesting to me. So Brandon, it's you already got the bullseye on your back, so to speak. You know, it's Kevin.
Yeah.
Your approach to a race like this, it's your team owner whose race it is. And if you watch a cup race, just like Joey Logano winning last weekend in Texas, this man has his AAA auto insurance or AAA insurance on his number 22. He had never won, and I've seen that AAA on his car many times. That was his first race to win with AAA on the car with them there. So, and he kind of spoke on that, how important it is. And let's go down to this racetrack where we're at Bowling Green Stadium. How important it is you in the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100 to even a good race.
Well, it's important every week to
Right.
have a good race. I don't, as far as our approach, it's the same in the shop. We approach every week the same, whether it's a race Kevin sponsors over there or not. But it would be cool to win the one that he sponsors because there's a lot of effort, a lot of hype that goes into it, of course, for Kevin and for not just Kevin, but a lot of I don't, as far as our approach, it's the same in the shop. We approach every week the same. Whether
Yes.
let's hear it.
Tell Brandon that his crew chief, Will,
Yeah.
and myself were best friends in high school.
Yeah, I've heard, Mike, I've heard that story a few times.
Yes, this gets good. Back in the early 80s, this is what we did that was really bad. We would eat at McDonald's and we'd take the pickles off our cheeseburgers and sling on other cars' windows.
So I've never heard that part of the story.
So he tried, he killed fish a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I'm disappointed in myself. Will made me do
I,
it.
I can believe that. But yeah, I've heard Will's talked many times about him and Mike being friends in high school and growing up together, but he never did tell me about throwing pickles at cars. I have to get the rest of the story when I get back to the shop later on that one.
There would definitely be bear spray going on my end if I caught somebody doing that.
No, right?
You did what? It's wow. Well, it's fun. It's just a mastermind, so to speak, right? I mean, he's really good at what he does.
He is. He's really good.
That's so you're ready for this weekend, and we've had two races. One got rained out. We talked about calling the race at that time, which I thought was a great move, not just because I worked there.
Yeah.
It was a great move. Let's talk about that real quick. He had that blue and silver, and then we go to practice on Saturday, and I'm like, whoa, there's the car we're all used to. Yeah, that's I wondered within myself how long the blue and the silver would last.
I did think, well, the blue and the silver looked good. It really did. I thought that car looked really good, but I can also understand going back to what has been good to you in the past when you can as well. So I can't really say I blame him for changing it back. He's had good cars over there this year too. Just some bad luck, and it's that place can. I've been there before. It's like when the bad luck gets a hold of you, it can pull you down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I expect him to be fast, whether the car's white or blue or silverback.
You put purple pigments on it, it's gonna be yes, that's always. And here's the thing, this modified field is so thick for many. He passed Jason Myers the 10th in the points chase at 56. Got his first win, didn't have no wins, no poles last year. He got his 42nd win a couple weeks ago, so that's good. He's got a lot of fans that Myers' name. I do want to give a shout out to his daddy, Gary Myers, seeing him out on that track.
Yep.
I wish I'd have called it earlier. Of course, Randy Williams was down there. But somebody like his dad, he's getting up in age a little bit, but just to see him get down there to victory lane and celebrate with his boy it's a special moment in my opinion. I don't care who it is, but to see family and excitement and how many times the dad's been to victory lane as a driver, that was a big deal. I enjoyed seeing it.
It is special. It's always special for me to have, my dad, my mom, any of my family there when we win. So for Gary to make it there in victory lane with Jason is big. And it just goes to show you what the wins mean to everybody because they're not easy to get. Even when you've got several of them, they're not easy to get, and you don't know even from all the hard work and effort when the next time you're going to get one will be.
You take as a driver, I'm gonna talk as Kyle Busch's career gets year after year after year after year. We can remember when he was a young driver, he was just like Carson Hocevar is now. Wow, he could drive the wheels off anything.
Yeah.
But if you talk to these drivers, even a Joey Logano, these older drivers that are in the series now, Brad Keselowski, which he's had the most horrible luck in the Cup Series this first 10 races or whatever they've had. But and if he does get another win, you will hear him say how much he appreciates getting these wins as a driver's career gets toward the end.
Yeah, yeah, and like I say, they are they're hard to get. You know, to the thing about wins, it's not, and I think a lot of drivers would say this. It's not just about us. To me, when you win, it's about looking and seeing your team, the excitement that they have, the excitement from your families. Kylie was mad that I won last week, I think, because she wasn't there. So yeah, so Kathy Lee wouldn't let her come, I don't think. Yeah.
Watching Cassie
So,
Lee, you
but Kylie loves it, and for her to have been able to be at the racetrack for a lot of the wins we've had has been special to me.
talked about Kylie and the friendship that she developed with
With Avery. Yeah. Yeah.
Zach's daughter. And I can't help but when I hear you talk about Kylie, how that can just bring up times and family time between your family and Kim and Zach and
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and to see them be as good of friends as they are, it really it reflects me back to when Zach and I were that age,
Yeah.
you know, because that's at the same age that we became friends. We were 8 years old, and but yeah, it's you know, I was talking to Doug not too long ago, and it's like it's that part of me that it still doesn't even seem real at times. Um, you know, especially being at the racetrack because I'm used to him being there. We joked when we won the championship in 2023, everybody's in the same color shirt as Zach. He's out there. He's one of the first ones out there, and he's in this blue shirt. So all the pictures, you see Zach, you know?
Yeah. He's one that's wearing the same colors as the team.
Yeah. So, but you know, now when I look back and I see those photos, it makes it mean even more. Like I'm glad he had that blue shirt on, you know, because it's
Yeah.
like he's the one you see. But yeah, we all miss Zach. You know, every time we're at the racetrack, not just at the racetrack, but every day. There's something that'll happen where I want to, where like I'll grab my phone and go to
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
want to tell him, you know. So yeah,
Ronnie Clifton, Brandon is a wheelman, ACC. Hey, Mr. Ronnie, hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. He's a wheelman.
he is, he is. I heard the other day that Ronnie was getting back on the go kart again. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe he might tell us here in a minute. That's
Well,
what I heard.
well, I, I've been in talks with Freeman that owns
Okay.
Woodleaf
Yeah.
about doing some stuff with him on Friday night.
Okay. Yeah.
I hope it materializes. They're having issues. We text today, and then Ronnie and Zach and well, Zach races there some, but Carson and Bristol. Carson is really racing a lot now,
That's good.
and so I did hear bits and pieces about Ronnie Clifton on the go kart. If it happens, Talking Circles with Chris Carter, presented by J&T Services, will be all over the state of Columbia. And I hope that everything materializes. I can go out there. I love playing go kart races. I have a long. Many years ago, I actually was the GM for Robertson South Raceway, which was a go kart track as well as Legends, Bandoleros. It's same size as Bowman Gray, but it's got about 18-degree banking. That
Yeah.
track's real fast, and so we hope that materializes. I can get to go out there and buy some races. Woodleaf and what they've done at that place is a very nice go kart track. So, well, what remains to be seen about that with Ronnie Clifton on a go kart. Yes, yes, absolutely. So, yes, no doubt about it. So, then the modified points, we went over that a little bit. In our sportsman division is our law office is the John Barrows Sportsman Division at Bowman Gray Stadium. Chase Robertson, who won the first race of the season, who was supposed to be calling in tonight. But once again, we had issues. It's okay. Chase Robertson, that was his third opening night win in that
Pretty impressive.
sportsman race. Yes, sir. So Chase Robertson, he's leading the sportsman points race with 95 points. The youngster, I'm really big on this Connor Branch kid. I,
He's doing
I,
a good job.
yeah, I told him he's gonna have a few wins, and he is. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep.
So Connor Branch having a good year so far. He has 86 points in second. Zach Orr, the defending champion, he's right there, and it's never fails. Zach Orr and Chase Roberson's going to get around each other. It don't matter if Chase starts second and Zach starts 15th, lap eight or within 8 laps or so.
They're gonna
Zach
be
gonna
close.
cheat. Yeah, it's crazy how that works. So, hey Simone, what? Zach Orr 85. Starting Clemens has 81. He's been running real good too.
Yep.
So here we go with the ties and the points. Fifth in our sportsman division points chase. Dylan Ward, Austin Taylor tied at 78. Multi-time sportsman track champion Tommy Neal has 70 and seventh. Eighth is a tie between Ryan Robertson and Billy Gregg with 65. And this warms my heart to say that Mitch Gales is 10th in the sportsman division with 64 points.
Yeah, I like to see Mitch in that top 10. Like
Now,
good to see Mitch get good runs.
yes,
You'll not find a better guy than Mitch at the racetrack for sure.
Jeff Sportsman division is they really put on some really good racing.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy with what they all have so far this year. It has been a very racy type season. Let me ask you this before we talk about the street stocks and the stadium stocks. Stadium. It, it all right, let's see if I can remember this. Uh, you was like a 13.5. You was on the pole second race, right?
Yeah. So
What?
yeah, last week I think it was a 13.54 we were on the pole, and last year, very same weekend, we were on the pole and won that first 25 lapper, but we were on the pole at a 13.29, I think it was.
See,
So, and even in the first week, I think last year the pole in the 200 was like a 30, 38, 39, somewhere in the upper 30s. This year I think it was a 50. I think it was a 54, and we ran 56 last week. I think that's what it was. So I think the pole in the 200 was a 54 this year, which is once again slower than last year. So, I feel like definitely the racetrack's been a couple tenths off. What I guess the big question is if it snaps and comes around and picks up, like we've seen it do some in the past, but it's been a couple years since they paved it. I feel like it could start losing some speed. But who knows? Who knows? We'll know.
no, with the Smart Tour,
Mhm.
our practices before the 2025 season began, the Smart Tour and a lot of modifieds not being there, not putting rubber down on the track and stuff. Is that that? Because here I am doing qualifying, and me and Randy Williams going back and forth, and I'm like, "There's shade here. It's going to be faster. This is not going to stick." I sound like a complete fool trying to give my what I think is the right opinion, and I'm so far off base. The first week, Bert talked about the tires and having a bunch of tires that was made last year. Not made.
Yep.
Hang on, that light bulb went off when Bert Myers told me that. And I said, okay, I get that. But then on the second week, and it's still the same speeds, and I'm seeing the heavy hitters. I'm like, this track. So I've got to thinking, could that be it, in your opinion, Brandon, that it's just not enough the rubber that was laid down in years past laid down?
Well, I
Maybe.
mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, the last couple years we've been in the same scenario though. We've had smart tour races every weekend that there was a test pretty much. Um, the Thursday night practice I think got rained out, which moved it to Saturday, which took a few more cars away that would have normally been at the Thursday night practice. So that I think that could be a factor. The tires can be a factor. Of course, the weather. Like I said, the pavement itself is getting more wear on it. So the last race we were on this year's tires. Um, so so so
Wasn't
we
much
go,
difference.
didn't seem to be a lot of difference in the speeds. So I don't know. It could start to take rubber as you were talking about, and it could pick up. Normally in the past we've seen it pick up to a certain point, and then it starts to get real hot, and then we see it slow back down.
Right, right.
Um, I've also seen the fastest time set for the year late in the season. So that place just changes a lot. We see it change from the morning practice to the afternoon practice. So you see a lot of I think variation in the track surface and just how many cars are there that week and a lot of things. So it's really It's honestly hard to say. I don't know that you'll see it pick up like it was, but I also can't say that it won't either.
Interesting. Very interesting to say the least. So we're going to move. Tyler Capley, you so goofy. To the street stocks, boy. That's next. That's coming up now. So in our QRC HVAC Street Stock Division at Bowman Gray Stadium, Bryan Sykes Jr., who was going to be calling in tonight, and that segment was going to be brought to you by Sykes Metal Roofing. So Bryan Sykes Jr., who won in our Street Stock Division the last race, has 96 points. He is the points leader. Now, I will say before I go any further that Bryan Sykes, his dad, was there in a new, what I'm assuming, it looks like a new car to me. I don't know all that. I know it looks good.
Mhm.
That white and that yellow, it's just, that is a good looking race car. He practiced last week, as we all got practice in, as we know, but it's going to be very interesting with Bryan Sykes joining into this group of the street stock division. It's a lot of cars,
Yeah.
and they get out there and they race like there's no tomorrow. Lap one, bam, there ain't no, whether it's their 20 lap race or 50. I feel like that's, we'll talk about that shortly. But let's, Kevin Gilbert, KK, second in points with 92. Tyler Staley, 90 points, third in our points standings. He has had 2 good weeks. Consistency is the key. I'm big on consistency. And so far, even though it's only been 2 races, he hasn't. I don't care if it's 2 races or 20, you've got to have the consistency.
You do.
Consistency.
It's one of the biggest, most important things in winning a championship is consistency, especially with, at Bowman Gray, there's no chase, there's no resetting of the field
Right.
with 3 races to go or whatever, which I like, by the way. It's about consistency and running good throughout the whole season. So that's definitely one of the most important things.
Brad Lewis in that Radical Fire Protection number 16. He is in the fourth position, in fourth place with 88 points. Andy Southern had 5 wins last year in these street stocks. He is fifth in points at 78. Emily Lewis has 74 and six. Seventh is tied between DJ Dean and Christian Joyce with 72. That's Christian is our defending 2-year in a row track champion, of course. And so he's down here in seventh. Austin Jones, who won as well already this year, who's had a very good card as so far. He had a bad luck, I think it was the first race. But Donnie Martin rounds out the top 10 with 58 points. Mr. Veteran right there. Seeing Donnie Martin's like, I feel like with Mitch Gales.
Yeah.
He's a clever man, and it's just good to see these drivers that's just been there for so long to having to start out the season good. So you get in the top 10 in points, 2 races in. I like it. I like it a lot. So good job, Donnie Martin. Tyler Staley, very proud of you. All of these drivers and even beyond. I love y'all. I love every driver there, man. It's this. I wish I could have had enough time to run down everybody in the points and say where they're at or mention them, but it's this street stock division. It's got some heavy hitters in it. And I'm very much looking forward to their 59th race. It will be the Advanced Auto Parts 50. Tuck Wall, he has 98 points. Connor Keaton, Tyler McDonald's tied with 94 points in third. Fifth, a tie between 2 drivers as well with 90 points. That's Grayson Keaton and Luke Smith. Levi Holt having a good year. Way to go, buddy. Levi Holt with 82 points in seventh. Eighth in the point standings, Carson Reed with 78. Brad Michalowski, who has 72 points. He is ninth. And so here's 10th. Matt Alley, Austin Long, Billy Andrews, and Ricky Wall with 70.
Ties in every division.
Every division has ties. All right, so there's a name we didn't hear in the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually looking down your list. I'll just say it for you. Where's AJ at? What's happened? Because the bad thing about Bowman Gray, we get trapped behind the field house, and sometimes we don't get to watch if we can't, have enough time to get around and, get to the bleachers and see it. So yeah, I honestly did not know that AJ was not in the top 10 in points.
Barely in the top 20. He's 20th with 62 points. And
But I would not count him out.
that's just, I mean, I could go down this list and say, okay,
I never count AJ Sanders out. Never.
it's just sad. If there was a wreck,
Yeah.
he found it, or it found him, whichever.
And it happens. You can have those years. I mean, but not saying he won't get it turned around because I bet he will.
as fans, you expect AJ Sanders to at least be in the top 10. Most fans, whether you like a driver or not, it's irrelevant. I'm going to talk about Christian Joyce down here with 72 points in seven. Most expect it to be a little better, but that's the beauty of racing at Bowman Gray Stadium, Brandon Ward, is you've got people with mini championships. AJ Sanders, who's 20th with 62 points, but halfway through the year when we have our mid-season Bowman Gray review show,
I bet he's not 20th then.
no, it's
And I bet Christian Joyce is higher than 7th by then too.
yep.
I would bet on that. So, um, but it does go to show you that it only takes
Points, but halfway through the year when we have our mid-season. All right, here's what I'm going to do.
what are you gonna do?
I'm just getting discouraged, and I'm not good at it. And it, here's the deal. It's we have some kind of bandwidth issue, and it's the program that we stream on. To be honest, my producer Andrew's dad works at a local station, and we're running from the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi here at Choice Tire and Automotive Studios, and it's just an issue. We feel like we can. This is 3 weeks. Talking about AJ having some bad luck. This is 3 weeks where we've had some issues with this show. So, from the bottom of my heart, I want to apologize to all of my listeners. I want to apologize to all of my sponsors. Um, some issues with this show. So, from the bottom of my heart, I want to apologize, apologize to all of my sponsors. Supposed to be on it, Bryan Sykes Jr. This is 2 weeks in a row. Bryan Sykes Jr. has been, and so I don't like doing this. It pisses me off. If I said it didn't, I'd be lying to you.
Yeah.
But also, when I say this, and it bothers me. It bothers me a whole lot. I need y'all to please understand. I am not laying the blame on anybody over there behind here. Because once again, Andrew is good at what he does, or he would be over here in this studio.
Yeah.
Messer was here helping him earlier, and this is where we're at. I'm getting text messages from my sponsors that's telling me, "Hey, man, it's freezing up." So,
Yeah.
um, Citizen Soldier number 88 that's signed by my buddies with Three Doors Down. Don't you like that, Brandon?
That's cool. I learned something tonight. I didn't know you were that good of buddies with him.
Oh Lord, yes. I can tell you some stories that it's not
I bet.
fit for being on the air. And some people would be disappointed. Well, that's not how I used to be. So anyway, it's all being